So around 3 years ago, a very interesting trailer was uploaded to YouTube of a very interesting looking game. And that very interesting looking game reminded me a lot of one of my favorite games of all time, Cuphead. I've played it so much on my channel. Some of my earliest live streams date back to me actually playing the game around Christmas time when it first came out. I love Cuphead. I love the style, I love the gameplay, I love the music. Oh, the music. So I looked at this game while everyone else was dogging on it about how it just looked like a Cuphead ripoff, and I thought it looked amazing. Sure, the gameplay was just Cuphead, but the fluid animations, the lighting, the fluid gameplay mechanics. The trailer straight up looked amazing, and I was so hyped for this game. Yes, it can be argued that it's just a ripoff of Cuphead. It steals the style, and most likely still the substance. But this was before the Cuphead DLC was actually released. I needed more Cuphead content. And yes, I know this wasn't official by Studio MDHR, but it looked really good. Yes, it's obvious it's flash animation instead of hand-drawn, but still, it looked amazing. And then, after the first reveal trailer, and getting completely dogged on by most of the Cuphead community, the game kind of disappeared for a while. At least on YouTube, no one heard from it. I heard rumors over the years that the actual developers decided to pull the plug, considering on how much hate the game initially got on its reveal trailer alone. And I was severely disappointed because this game looked fantastic. Yes, slightly unoriginal in its concept or ideas or style, but it still looked like a ton of fun. It just looked like Cuphead with a different coat of paint. And while yes, that might be bad for some people, I thought that if they could do it right, this would be an amazing supplement to Cuphead. So I waited, and waited, and waited, and waited, and absolutely nothing on the new game. And at that point, I just kind of gave up on hoping the game would come out. At that point, it had been so long, I kind of just forgot about it. At that point, DLC for Cuphead had been released. I sunk my teeth in the net, beat it a couple times. I was satisfied with Cuphead for a while there. And then just about a month ago, they released a release date trailer for the game. Mind you, a trailer hadn't been released in 3 years off the initial sneak peek trailer. And now all of a sudden they're announcing the date of the game when I thought it had been cancelled like 2.5 years ago. Actually, I take that back. 3 months ago there was a teaser trailer, which basically just repeated some of the stuff for the initial trailer and showed off a couple more scenes from bosses. So the release date trailer starts with this amazing graphic that was clearly made by industry professionals. Okay, I don't want to dog on them too much. I don't believe English is their native language, so I'll hold off a little bit on the weird translation of the subtext. Something looks undoubtedly wrong about this. So if you haven't seen any gameplay from Enchanted Portals, you can see that there is a clear difference between the sneak peek trailer and the release date trailer. Something is undoubtedly cheap about it. If we look at the same exact boss from the reveal trailer, you could see a lot more fluid animation, a lot more smoother animation, and just overall a lot more polish from some of the models. So that's a little weird, but it's just one boss, right? No. So what I'm confused about is that the sneak peek trailer came out 3 years ago. It's clear that with all these animations done, the only thing they had to work on was the actual gameplay mechanics. So tell me how something like this, a beautifully animated, smooth, it's just gorgeous. So tell me how a beautifully animated space level turns into this. A choppy, unappealing, it just looks horrible. Not even to mention the fact that nowhere in any of the trailers, besides I guess the gameplay trailer, for like 3 seconds, the initial sneak peek trailer, does it show the quote-unquote running gun levels? In reality, the running gun levels are just a lead up to the bosses, and they are some of the worst side-scrolling running gun gameplay I've ever played in my entire life. It is so unbelievably boring, in some places just terrible looking, and they have these really weird transition slides where it pops up for like less than a second sometimes, completely kills the momentum of the gameplay, and just looks horrible. Okay, I'm not gonna say the art looks horrible, because the art does look kind of nice, but the implementation is some of the worst I've ever seen. I just want to know what happened with the initial sneak peek trailer. What did they do with this game? Because these are clearly two different games. I know that there's a multitude of stuff that has to go behind the scenes for certain games. Maybe they just couldn't meet that expectation. But then, what happened to the animation? This game was such a monumental disappointment for me because I wasn't expecting the world and back, right? It's a Cuphead-esque game that was made by a two-person studio. I wasn't expecting the Ritz. But considering what they showed us in a sneak peek trailer that was made 3 years ago and how much of a downgrade it's been, I just can't help but feel upset. $20 they charged for this, which is the same price as Cuphead, for way less content, way less polish, and a lot less fun and more infuriating. There's no invincibility frames. You can get hit multiple times and lose all your hit points at one go. You have 3 different abilities, but they're no different from each other. You have the ice, which shoots a little slow, the fire, which shoots decently fast, and then the wind, which is just a green 3-pronged projectile. None of these have any clear difference from each other besides color and speed of fire. They don't seem to do any more damage than the other. The only reason you would pick them is because some enemies only take certain types of elemental damage. The enemies just look horrible too. Not only did they have to add this completely unnecessary colored circle around the enemies to tell you, oh, this one takes damage from ice, this one takes damage from fire. A simple like green or blue or red like smoke effect around them, like something subtle, so it's not just like telling you, oh hey, you have to use this colored projectile, because that's all they are, different colored projectiles. Cuphead excelled at replayability for its numerous weapons and charms and super arts. You wanted to see all the different ways you could take down the boss. I just want to be done with the game. Also, what's really confusing is that they try to go for this like VHS scratchy aesthetic, and on all the characters it looks fine, but all the backgrounds are just like 1080p. They're all like 1080p 4K backgrounds. They look completely different than the characters. They don't fit in at all. And also on the running gun levels where they lead up to the boss, they repeat backgrounds. It's so infuriating because you're looking at the same thing, fighting the same enemies over and over and over and over and over again. And to top it all off, I'm not even gonna explain it. I'm just gonna play it, and I'll have you guys decide for yourselves. But this, just to give context, I feel like it might be a little confusing. I did not press any buttons during what's about to happen. This is unedited, and this is the game over screen for the very first boss. I have never witnessed something so unpolished in my entire Okay, I'm trying to rationalize here because it's made by 2 people. The fact that they made a coherent, semi-unbroken game is commendable, I guess. But the fact that they released this for $20 when what was promised 3 years ago is so much better than what could have ever had been done is actually like disheartening. Please do not waste your money on this game. Get Cuphead. If you want to play a 2D style run and gun game, please just get Cuphead. Do not waste your time on this game. It is not worth it. That is all I wanted to say regarding Enchanted Portals. I was really looking forward to this game, and it's just unfortunate how it went down. I know some YouTubers like it, like Bijou Mike and others, but I just can't. I don't find the appeal. It's not for me. I don't think it's polished. I don't think the animations look good. I don't think the gameplay is good. It's broken sometimes. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.